All right, let's close things out here with New Jersey. And this is, again, we're taking no credit for any of this stuff. We're just saying this is something we've been beating the drum for since the beginning of time whenever we talked about this. Because, again, if you do want to talk about stuff that really and truly could push a potential bettor to a nefarious market or an offshore market or some guy named, Bobby Knuckles down on the corner, or whatever it might be.
Bobby Knuckles. I grew up with Bobby Knuckles.
Yeah.
I didn't know you knew him.
Yeah, like whatever. Not being able to bet on their home team is certainly one of those things. I mean, listen, you're going to the games anyway, Adam. You want to be able to sit in the stands and you want to be able to root on the team. And if you want to have $10 or $20 on the game, which is, by the way, that's the majority of bettors out there, everyone. Listen, it's $20 bettors. You should be able to do that. And at least they're trying to get that done for college sports over there in New Jersey.
So I want to underscore your point there for a second, Max. I know we say it all the time, right? Oh, $10 better, $20 better. This is a tweet from ESPN Bet earlier today, and they were touting that a bet boost that Molly Karam, was the host in the morning show, had. It was boosted up to basically 10-1, and they said the bet boost hit 1,200 plus ESPN Bet patrons bet an average of $7.37 on this Molly Karam special and won an average return of $89. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with it.
People are excited about that. That's super cool. They bet $7. They won 90, and they got to bet on Caitlin Clark. That was the special. Yeah. Caitlin Clark over 4.5 3-pointers and over 9.5 assists against Washington. So cool, right?
Right.
It worked out for them. That's the kind of action they want. Well, then think back a couple of years ago in the NCAA tournament when St. Peter's made its big run, when Fairleigh Dickinson made its big run. And in both of those runs, in-state bettors in New Jersey were not allowed to wager on those games because they involved in-state teams. Well, Assemblyman Michael Venezia has introduced a constitutional amendment in which he is going to try to reverse that ban on in-state college betting. Now, this is going to face quite the lift because notice I said constitutional amendment and not bill. Keep in mind that this was on the ballot 3 years ago and it lost by a 57% to 43% margin. Voters voted to keep the in-state ban. The article in which the Assemblyman spoke to Mike said, quote, "I think a lot has changed since it was voted down in 2021, Venezia said, especially now with the NIL deals the college athletes are able to get. I think that's kind of changed the landscape of things. If you go on the app right now, you can bet on a soccer game in Finland, but you're not able to bet on a Rutgers Ohio State football game." So, the man makes some sense when he talks about that. So it's a long road ahead. This would have to not only get through the legislature, but because it was a constitutional amendment, it would have to go back onto the ballot to be voted on. But it is interesting to see that lawmakers was one of the OG states of sports betting in the U.S. and New Jersey are trying to make a correction to the law that I think ultimately most of the market would tell you makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you mentioned a couple of the instances in which hey man, that'd have been cool to be able to put a little bit, but you got to remember Rutgers is in New Jersey. Seton Hall is in New Jersey. Like there are Princeton is in New Jersey. Whenever they do, they feature all the Ivy League stuff all the time. Like there are other institutions in the state in which there are people who would love to just be able to go and back those schools. I mean, I know people will go, "Oh, it's Jersey. Who cares about it?" But look, man, there's a lot of Seton Hall fans. There's a lot of Rutgers fans.
Hey, let me make one thing clear. If people are saying, "Hey, Jersey, who cares about it?" You let me say that. I'm the only one who gets to talk like that. New Yorkers get to disrespect New Jersey. You don't get to disrespect New Jersey based on its college betting rules. I'm the one who gets to tell you that when the revolution comes, right? When the revolution comes from overseas, I might offer up a piece of New Jersey as part of the compromise. I'm just saying. Saying.
Absolutely love it. Guys, everything we do, absolutely free, so do appreciate your support. If you want to, if you're watching this on video, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're also just listening to the podcast version of this, we'll take a subscription over there too. And if you want to leave a rating and a review, we do appreciate that. Every single story that we talk about here on the podcast, you can find over at LegalSportsReport.com. So please go in and take in all the words that Adam and team are putting in over there. More stories than we even have time to talk about here on the podcast. So be sure and check all of that stuff out over there at LSR. For Adam, I'm Matt. Talk to you guys next week.